Hello, my name is Linus. I'm gonna try and start doing a show. You can kind of see what a little bit of the theme is right now. Let me see if I can end a little bit on that. Gonna have the show kind of named my 30 plus decks. And you can see I scratched it out. I was actually counting up my decks and I had more than, my 20 plus decks. That was my original plan. I don't know how I'm going to work through this. I don't know if it's going to be dice rolls helping me choose which decks I'm using, but that was kind of my initial thought when I first made 20 decks. And I'm going to start with Ovika, Enigma Goliath. I've definitely heard, pronunciations Ovika, but this is my deck. This is Ovika. It's kind of my general plan for it is goldfishing 3 times. If you're not familiar with goldfishing, Command Zone has a great YouTube video on that. And I'm just going to be goldfishing, I'm guessing 3 times, going through probably the first 7 turns. And that's kind of my general idea for this, just kind of showing off my decks. Seven cards. Let's bring this deck out. Let's bring this back. Let's see. I did draw into a Soul Ring, so I'm going to bottom that. Draw my next card. And truth be told, I think I'm going to mulligan. I did not do this beforehand. Maybe next time I will. Who knows? These sleeves are honestly some of my favorite sleeves. I'll shuffle that in just a second. But these sleeves are honestly just a great kind of visual representation of what I want this deck to do. And that's actually kind of what I can do while I'm shuffling and getting my hand. This deck, Ovika, she's a 7 cost, 6/6 flying with ward 3. Also, pay 3 life. Let me just shuffle this in. And the main thing that I'm trying to do is, once I get her out, whenever I cast a non-creature spell, I make X 1/1 red Phyrexian creature tokens, where X is the mana value of that spell. So if I cast a 4-cost non-creature spell, then I'm making 4 Phyrexian goblins, and they gain haste until the end of turn. So if I have Ovika out, and I have something like Phyrexian Altar, maybe Skirk Prospector, then I can sacrifice goblins. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can sacrifice goblins to cast spells and use those spells. Let's just go like this. That was just another not great land hand. That's a great thing about goldfishing. I can just kind of do this as many times as I need to get a decent enough hand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll work with it. So I'll just kind of show off my beginning hand. I've got the Ruby Medallion, Goblin Bombardment, Grinning Ignis, Krenko, Season of Weaving, which I don't have the double pip for blue, but I've got the Buried Ruin and Mountain. So here's just kind of how I'm going to start. Have a little die right here that'll keep track of my turns. So that'll just be turn 1. Draw. Land, which I just drew in 2. Perfect. 2. Draw. I'm going to go Other Mountain, tap 2 into Ruby Medallion. It's a little bit of a mana reduction. And I will have my graveyard upside down if that happens. Turn 3. Untap, upkeep, draw. There we go. I can go land, tapping 3 into Decanter of Endless Water. Now I don't have to worry about maximum hand size. And I can tap for blue. I will go into turn 4. Untap, upkeep, draw. And that's honestly a pretty dang good one. Let's go blue and 2 for a Forensic Researcher. I can tap it to untap another target permanent I control. And I wish I had a little bit of haste, but let's just go 1 red for this Goblin Bombardment. That is out. Let's go into turn 5. Untap, no upkeep, and draw. Or no upkeep trigger at least. No land, which also isn't great. Let's go red and 1 for Grinning Ignis. Next turn it'll be something where I can probably cast Ovika, and that'll be by turn 6. She's a 7 cost. That's kind of where I'm trying to be. If I had my land drop this turn, that would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I could have cast Ovika this turn if I had my land drop. But since I have Grinning Ignis, I can pretty much guarantee that I can get that next turn. I can go and be a little bit of a threat. That'll be red, red, tap this to untap this, red, reduced by 1. There's Krenko Mob Boss. So next turn I can just start getting more goblins. Let's go turn 6. Untap, upkeep, draw. Now, one thing that I do keep in mind when I'm doing this is this board is all gold fishing. This is uncontested. Sometimes I've gone till turn 6 and stopped. Sometimes I've, just to challenge the deck, see how fast I can get out my turn 7 commander and get things going. But I think that turn 7 is just kind of what I've been going with for a while. Temple of Epiphany, I will scry. That is a Boilerworks. I'll keep that. I'll keep land for now. It is another tapped land, but whatever. I'm fine. I can tap 1 red, return Grinning Ignis to my hand, and then I get 2 red and a colorless. I'm just going to count that as 3 right there. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that well enough. 3 mana. Plus blue means red, blue, and 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 with a Grinning Ignis. 4, 5, 6, 7. Ovika, Enigma Goliath. Now I can do a little bit, but man, here's pretty much what it is. If I had more untapped land, which I'm, let's not go through what ifs. Let's just tap you. Untap you. Sure. Gonna tap you for 1 red. Cast Battle Hymn. Now, Battle Hymn is a 2 cost, but it's reduced by 1. But since it's a 2 cost seen by Ovika, I am making 2 Phyrexian Goblins. For, let me just, I got better sleeves. Let's make this a better sleeve. Bam. Casting this. So I am casting this spell. It has not resolved yet. I make 2 Phyrexian Goblins. And then Battle Hymn, I add a red to my mana pool for each goblin or each creature I control. In response, I can tap Krenko because it still has not resolved yet. I have 2 plus 1, so I have 3 goblins. These goblins made from Krenko are not Phyrexian goblins, so I will track them differently. So 1, 2, 3. I make 1, 2, 3 goblins, and now the spell can resolve with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 creatures on the battlefield. Now I have 8 red to my mana pool, in which case I can use 1 red because it's reduced by 2. Cast Impact Tremors. That makes me 2 more Phyrexian Goblins on cast. I can also just use 3 more of this. 1, 2, 3. Recast Grinning Ignis. He's going to be way over here. And that's that. I said that I was going to have that upside down for Graveyard. At this point, anybody who knows Krenko knows, and honestly, I'll be honest, just truth be told, Krenko is the backup commander. So having Krenko out, he was in my beginning hand, is beautiful. With Forensic Researcher, I can start tapping and untapping to get even more double and goblin triggers. That Battle Hymn is pretty much gone for now. I don't have much recursion as far as instants and sorceries in my graveyard, but let's continue. For this final turn, I've been keeping track. That's turn 6. I'll have it on like that for turn 7. Untap. And yes, that is 4 mana. That's just kind of dissolving. Don't have much use for it. Untapping, upkeeping, still nothing. Draw. Which I already knew what it was. Is it Boiler Works? I will tap this to float a blue, and then I'll bounce it. Tap this for a blue. And 1, 2, 3. Let's back that up just a little bit. This one is not untapped. I still add the blue. I'll tap this red to return Grinning Ignis for that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So blue, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bam. Season of Weaving. Choose up to 5 paw prints worth of modes. I may choose the same mode more than once. I am gonna draw 5 cards. At the same time, that is 6 from that, so I'm going to go to 10 for Xing Goblins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I kept 1 red open. If I draw into a Stork Prospector, I can just keep going and going and going. Is it going to happen? No. I've already played my land for the turn. Let's go with this. Tap Krenko. That's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that is 14, 24 for Phyrexian Goblins. Tap, untap, retap. And of course, like I was saying earlier, this is all uncontested, and I know that. It's 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So that's 8. 28, so that's 52. And then I can tap 1 red. Brightstone Ritual. On cast, I make 1 more Phyrexian Goblin. And actually, I just realized that I counted this wrong. This was at 10. Krenko's making these goblins. So that was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's 17. And then the tap and untap would be 17, that's 28. So 8 would bring it up to 25. So 28 would be 45. There we go. There we go. That's looking better. And then Brightstone Ritual resolves after Blink. That is 1 more goblin there. And that's equal to goblins in play. So that is 45, 56, 57 red to my mana pool. And yeah, it really is something where in a lot of people's eyes, if I can't just win, then what the heck am I doing? So, let's just win. 7, 6, 5, 4. That is going to be for Ashnod's Altar. I can sacrifice a creature and add 2 colorless to my mana pool. I can go the rest of that 4. Let's go with a little bit clearer one. So that's from 54 down to 50 for Sword of the Parents. And this one is a combo piece with Krenko. So demonstrating the loop is something along the lines of use out of this 50, I can go down to 47 and equip Sword of Perrin to Krenko. Now, as long as the equipped creature is tapped creatures I control get +2/+0. As long as the equipped creature is untapped creatures I control get +0/+2. That's all for attacking or defending, whichever one would be more strategically whatever. But I can also tap 3, or pay 3, tap or untap equipped creature. So I can go 1, 2, 3 to untap Krenko, and then retap Krenko. And then that makes me 45, 46, 56, 57, so 7, and then 50. That's 102 goblins. I don't have any effects. Oh, I'm silly and I was just playing it quick. I've got Impact Tremors and I've got Goblin Bombardment. I was initially just thinking Goblin Bombardment until it gets big enough, but that Impact Tremors was just the 57 or however many big damage to everybody. Win. I effectively win because I can just keep on paying out of that, and then when this mana is gone, I can start sacrificing goblins to do the exact same thing. So that's Ovika. At least that's Ovika round 1. Now, let's get this all reorganized. Token. Now, as far as this game went, I didn't get the land drops that I was hoping for. But at the same time, I filled this deck with mana rocks. Not all the most efficient mana rocks, but even a 3-cost mana rock when Ovika is out, late game, that's making me 3 goblins. And I specifically chose all the ones that enter untapped, and not all of them, but most of them do have the ability to, I can pay to sacrifice it and draw cards. So, Mindstone is in this deck. I do not think that Dreamstone Hedron is anymore, but it used to be, because it's just like, okay, I can just, when I'm done with it, I just pay 3 and get rid of it. But late game drawing, that's 6 to get it out, and then another 3 to get the draw, so it's just not worth it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I like this hand. Steam Vents, Impact Tremors, Kelpie Guide, Detection Tower, Buried Ruin, Goblin Chieftain, Indomitable Creativity. Indomitable Creativity with goblins is busted. So let's go with this. Don't have any turn 1 plays, so I will just have that tapped land enter first. That's kind of my plan. Let's go. Round 2. Draw. Interesting. Let's go Steam Vents. Enters tapped. Let's go. Untap. Second turn. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Neat. Very neat. Buried Ruin. Let's go red and 1. Impact Tremors is out turn 1. Or, sorry, turn 2. As early as I could have. Turn 3. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Very neat. Very neat. Let's go Detection Tower. And let's go blue and 2. Kelpie Guy. 1 damage to each opponent. Turn 4. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Neat. Very cool. Let's go something like red and 1. Tap. Untap. Red and 1. Agate Instigator. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under my control, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. I may pay an additional 1 in a red, which I did as I cast a spell. If I do, when this creature enters, create a 1/1 token copy of it. Now, I don't have all my tokens, but that's fine, because I've got infinite tokens. Let's see how my autistic style does today. And let's just draw a lizard. And he is holding a slingshot. And his rock has been sent. And that is just kind of the tip. So let's go down here. His other arm is here, which has it like that and tail. Bam. I get Instigator. This one is the 1/1, and I'm just not going to write its abilities. There we go. That was turn 4. That is technically Agate Instigator entering Impact Tremors, and then Offspring entering Agate Instigator and Impact Tremors, so that is 2 damage from that entering. And then let's go into turn 4. 5. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Still no land drop. So this deck does have 38 lands. I definitely know that. I just also rely on these rocks. Tapping, did that a little bit of the wrong order, but red, tap, untap, red, and 1. Goblin cheap. Him entering 3 damage difference. That's so far been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage to each one. Dang. Turn 6. This one's going a bit slower and not right where I want it to be. Here's a land drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which kind of sucks. I could technically go red and 1 for Battle Him. That'd be 4, 5. Let's see, red and 1. 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that what I'm reduced to? Yeah, it's a practice. Let's go for it. Red and 1. Battle Him. I get 4 red to my mana. And then I'll tap this to untap this. So that's blue. So that's red, blue, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I did that wrong. 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's just say that because that's what it is. Ovika. Enigma. You entering makes 3 more ping, so that is 10 damage total to each of my opponents, and that is also Ovika by turn 6. But honestly, as far as just 10 damage, I've painted a huge target on my back. That's why I'm playing uncontested. And final turn. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Neat. Very. Quite interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. That doesn't even help. So let's just tap a wizard class. I make a Phyrexian Goblin, and that's 3 more damage. And I know that I am kind of thinking about that, but is it worth it? Let's go like this. Blue and 2. This is something that I probably wouldn't do in a actual game, because what I would actually more likely do is hold this up, and Mana Drain is what I would hold. I could tap blue, tap Kelpie Guide to untap, and add another blue, and just Mana Drain. But what I'm going to do right now, because it is the test game, I'll tap blue and 2, and bring this wizard class to level 2. And I draw 2 cards. Which does get me my land drop for the turn. And because that was my draw. And I still have Mana Drain up. Bam. That passed the turn, and that's my 7th turn. That's kind of iffy. I had Tribute Mage that I just drew. I had Season of Weaving, Invoke Firemind, and Indomitable Creativity. The thing to note about Indomitable Creativity is I have to have a stack of goblins out before doing Ovika, because I can't cast it big, make the goblins, and then choose those goblins for the targets, because casting and targeting is at the same time. So, let's go for 1 more. That is kind of the plan for my show, is I bring on deck, I kind of talk about what it's going to do, and I play test it the 3 times, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Honestly, with the number of decks that I have, this is something that I could easily do a second Ovika episode, because right now she's not quite behaving on film. You know, I sometimes hate testing this deck, because it can pop off so well, but then the cleanup can just be I draw my entire deck, and my hand is just half land, and it's a great thing, but man, then I have to reshuffle my entire deck. Oh, it's a blast. It's honestly one of my favorite decks, which is why I chose to do it first. One of the best combos because I know that of the shows that I watch, um, let's see, that would be Covert Go Blue and Worst Possible Command Show. They do their, what is your worst possible combo. For this deck, it would be having Phyrexian Altar or Invasion of Segovia's Backside. And pretty much with Ovika out and that out, I could, well, I'll just start with Phyrexian Altar. I could sacrifice goblins to pay for spells, and then, let's just say it's a 4-cost artifact. And then I sacrifice 4 goblins, cast this 4-cost artifact, I make 4 more goblins. And then the plus that I can do above all that is if I have Kindred Discovery, I choose goblins, and that could be something like Ovika is out, I cast Kindred Discovery, I make 5 goblins on cast, it enters, I choose goblins, and then I could swing with those 5 goblins if those are the only 5 that I have, and I draw that many cards. And if I have a Phyrexian Altar out, I can just start sacrificing goblins to pay for spells, and then make more goblins, which draws me more cards. And so I just keep on having this loop of sacking goblins and casting spells and drawing cards, and it's beautiful. It's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, interactions with Kindred Discovery. Let's start on this round 3. Draw. Land. Second turn. Draw. Meet. Land. Tap. Ruby Medallion. Untap. Draw. Darn. Well, because I'm a silly dummy. Goblin War Chief. That'll be for 2 red because it costs 1 less. 4. I know, maybe I should recount my lands. Jeez. Draw. Doesn't help, but red. Granko. Immediately tap because he has haste as long as there's no interruptions. That would be I have 2 goblins. I make 2 goblins. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Frostbite Snarl. Enters tap because I don't have a land to reveal. It's really something like that, it really is. Let's go red for Whirling Outburst. I create 3 goblins. That's from 2 up to 3, 4, 5. And then I'll tap Cranko. That is 1, 2, that's 7. So I'm up to 12 goblin tokens. I could easily start swinging. I'm just not even bothering about and tapping and untapPing and stuff. Keep draw, except for what I actually am. There we go. Stormcarved Coast. Enters tapped unless I control 2 or more other lands. Thank goodness. I have plenty of lands like that in there. It's just not been showcasing it the best. Let's go with something like 1, 2, 3. Phyrexian Altar. And then I can start sacking Gabus. Let's double it first. 12, 13, 14. So that's 26. I will sacrifice 6 of those, so I'm just straight at 20. And that's going to be for Ovika. And then, man, it's almost like I was saying this before. I swear, you guys saw me shuffle. This is not, I didn't stack it any other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of it is blue. Kindred Discovery. On cast, I am making 5 Phyrexian Goblins. And then when it enters, I choose Goblin. Whenever a Goblin enters the battlefield, under my control or attacks, I draw a card. And let's just keep going with this. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4 to cast Vidalcan Orrery, making 1, 2, 3, 4 Phyrexian Goblins. Let's go 1, 2, 3 red for, actually, cost 1 less. So 2 red, Goblin Chieftain, it even cost 2 less. Oh shit. I mean, shoot. Other goblins I control have haste. This one is a creature, so there's that. I could, let's see. something like I could technically swing with 18 goblins. So let's go for it. I could technically swing with 20, but we're just going to go with 18 goblins because they're all tokens. On declaration of attack, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And, man, I named this channel Lin-Maxing because my name is Linus, and, this is just kind of what I love my decks doing, is this kind of min-maxing nonsense. So, let's keep going. Red spells cost 1 less, so let's start with 1 red. Battle him. On cast, 1, 2. Red for each creature I control, which is 11, it's 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 creatures. Also, on cast, I got 2 goblins, so I'm drawing 2 cards. And then that is the 23 red, like I was just saying. And let's use one of it for a soul ring. I get a goblin, I draw a card. This being said, I have just made 3 goblins. That is technically 9 tapped. And yes, it can matter. 3 untapped. Soul ring was done. I did draw my card because that's not familiar. Let's just go 2 of it, so I'm down to 20 for Arcane Signet. That makes me 2 more goblins. I draw 2 more cards. 2 and a blue, since this is all red. I'm going to go Midnight Clock. And yes, I can keep all of my artifact land together. That's a 3 cost, so that's 3 more goblins. I draw 3 more cards. And I know that there is a term called dirtling. I am not dirtling. I am quite literally looking for... hey, actually, I have it. 1, 2, and this blue for Laboratory Maniac. And then, how dumb can I get? Because at this point I'm literally trying to draw cards, and with Kindred of Discovery and Phyrexian Altar, I can pretty much do it, and because of Falconori, I can just do it at instant speed. So that's 1, 2, 3, 1,000-year elixir. That's 1, 2, 3 more goblins. I draw 1, 2, 3 more cards. Let's go with that because that's actually what I've been waiting for. 1 red for Brightstone Ritual. On cast, I make another goblin. I will draw another card. I will get a red for each goblin in play, which is 12 plus 9, which is 21, plus 8 is 29, 30, 31, 32. So 32, that would be 2. So 30 would be 46. And that will be 46. Plus blue and I'll actually use one of those to tap 1,000-year elixir to untap Krenko. Retap Krenko. That's 1. Or that's 21, 29, 30, 31, 32. Which straight up brings you, that's 2, so that's 30, so that's straight up to 40. And I use a sideways 1 for a 0. Anyways, had that blue, and I used one of those. Perfect. So now this will be 30, 9, sacrificing it to Phyrexian Altar for 1 more blue, and then I'll use all 45 for Mind Spring. On cast, that is 45 as X, so that is 47 as the mana, so that is 47, so that's 7, and then 40 would make it up to 59, and then I draw 47 cards, and then when it resolves, I will draw 45 cards, which is well within my deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47 from the draw, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards left in my deck. I draw the rest of it when this spell resolves, and as long as it does, I win the game because of Laboratory Maniac. See? What a great deck. Now, as far as just what was left in my hand, Darksteel Plate, Mana Drain, Goblin Matron, Psych Rift, Tribute Mage, which I do have some tutors. This one would be searching for a Ruby Medallion, potentially a Scroll Rack, because if I had this much cards in my hand and I don't have what I need, searching for a Scroll Rack is perfect. Wonder, and I can sacrifice it to Phyrexian Altar to give all of my goblins flying. Skull Clamp, why wouldn't I? Skirk Prospector, Goblin Bombardment, Intract Tremors was in my hand. I had everything that I needed right there. So, hope you liked watching. I plan on making more. I have so many commanders. Not all of them are tuned. I'll say this again on other shows, but quite literally, none of my decks are very, very high tuned. This one is one of my few that I'd say is rather tuned. I've spent a lot of time, a little bit of money on this deck, and it's a beauty. This is one of my favorites, and it honestly is one of that I will kind of get the hankering to use every once in a while, and I'm like, hey, can we go a little bit of a higher power deck, because this one can just win. That being said, I've built other decks that can go toe-to-toe with this deck, so it's not that impressive. It's not like any of my decks. I'd never claim from any of my decks to be unbeatable, because that I love about Magic. Don't really think that there is an unbeatable deck. Anyways, thanks for staying. Thanks for watching. I'm not even freaking asking for subs or anything. This is just what I enjoy doing. Later.